All right, here we go. To the rest of the world, this is what Moonquake looks like. And I know I haven't been on YouTube in a while. I know it's been, 3 months now? It's been a little bit. I'm back at it, like I never left. With the year almost being up, I figured, why wait till next year for the new changes? Why not just do it now? So yeah, we're gonna change up this channel just a little bit. It's still gonna be about ratings, of course. Before it was like, I couldn't see you, you couldn't see me. It was mutual. But aside from all that, we're doing this new thing on the channel. Still doing ratings, but I kind of want to give a visual of what I'm actually doing on the channel. Because every time I do these things, I just have the word, I have the number, bing, pop up. But let's do a little differently. So as you see here, I have 4 characters I'm gonna do today. I have these 4 villains. All these villains I've done before. So this is not necessarily new. This is a recap. We're just gonna take the characters I've done before. We're gonna redo them in this new system, and we're gonna see how it goes and what do you guys think. And we're gonna move on forward next year. I've been doing this for almost a year now, so this is my time to be able to review what I've done in this new system and see what you guys think about it. So with these character wheels here, we're going to actually take 10 attributes. I usually do 7 or 8. We're just going to take these 10 attributes and actually give them a number between 1 and 10. However, I also have a chart here where we're going to see the characters all compared to each other on this line chart. You're going to see the lines go up and down, up and down. But then that's not it, because we're going to do ratings like we always do. We're going to rate these different characters and their personalities and different parts of their personalities. However, I also have this right here because we're going to actually rank the characters at the end. So when we take these numbers from our character wheels and we add them all up, we will be able to know where these characters lie in our chart here. Well, triangle or pyramid. It's more like a pyramid. At the bottom, we have unrelatable, anyone that scores between 20 to 50. Then we have on top there, we have relatable, which is 51 to 70. Anybody who ranks in these numbers. People who more or less have good and bad qualities and makes them believable. And then at the top, we have unicorn. People who are relatable only to certain people in the world. People have extraordinary gifts. People who are more or less hated on other people because, oh, well, they think they're so cool. They think they so this. They think they so that. Yeah. Some of them will probably rank differently than I thought they would probably rank initially when I first thought about it. And some of them will be exactly what I thought. Some of them might be higher. We will see. But this is all just a new way of visualizing the ratings itself and also rank them at the end for fun, just to see what kind of characters they are overall. So anything that you guys did not understand, I get it. I might not be the best at explaining things, especially in real life, so why would you think I'll be better on the internet? But we're gonna do this together, and I'm gonna have notes and things I'm gonna be reading. I'm a little dyslexic, so I might sound weird saying the words. I know sometimes I sound weird saying the words just when I record them, but it's my charm. Okay, leave me alone. And speaking of charm, we will start with the first on our wheel, charm. For Shigo, I have 6. Smart and witty and always has a response to every comment. Not necessarily considered charming. And she can make people quite uncomfortable just by talking to her. But then she's cute, so it's like you want to talk to her, So you would think that she's charming. You might think that she's charming enough to take to your mama house. Don't do that. Slade, 6. If your dad was that kind of guy that you really, really do not want him to find out about the bad things you do, and he's a villain, your dad is probably Slade. He really has that dad energy, like, very calming, the sound of his voice. We're gonna get into his aggression, but like he's very calming when he speaks. So it can be quite off-putting because he's a villain, but then like you want to believe him. But I feel like if Slade was a regular guy, like women will be all up on his, Scar, 9. The most charismatic cat on screen. If he wasn't evil, he would probably be my homeboy, honestly. If he wasn't evil, and if he wasn't a cat. Azula, 7. Has more of a villainous charm than Shigo and knows how to use her words to intimidate others. Her tongue is as dangerous as her blue flames. But yeah, that's the charm I see from her. And it's very off-putting in a lot of ways. And, but these are villains, so they got a lot of them look like that. Next, we have humor. Shigo is a 5. She tries to make jokes, and I've chuckled at a few, but they're kind of mid. And that's basically what I said in the first video I ever did. With Shigo, with ratings. There we go. This is basically what I said when I did her video the first time. They're just kind of mid. I don't look at it from me being a member of the audience watching this. I look at it as though I'm actually there with Shigo. And if I was there with Shigo, I would be more frightened than laughing. Damn, it makes me sound like a punk. And she a girl, so like, Jesus. Slade, 3. He was not written to be a humorous character, but he does have witty remarks that might make you chuckle if you're a villain too. But it's like, I consider myself to be kind of like a villain in real life, kind of. So he makes me chuckle a little bit. But that don't really count. I'm evil. Scar, 4. Not really that humorous. Doesn't really make me laugh too much with his little remarks. But he's more likable than Slade. So I'll give him that. Then we have Azula, 8, who I find quite funny. And her jokes can be a tool of manipulation and have someone thinking that she's on their side when she really isn't. However, with all that being said, it is a little easier to tell jokes in dangerous scenarios when she's like the most dangerous person in this world. I mean, villains are known for their evil laughs and all kind of stuff. You ever had a villain? There's certain villains that if you don't laugh at their jokes, they'll take it as a slight and then vaporize you or something. Azula's not really. Azula's kind of like that, but she's funny. She's actually funny, and I would be more afraid to laugh at her jokes than not, because I feel like if I do laugh at her, just because of her attitude and her impulsiveness, you might think I'm just making fun of her. I think, and I might get burned to a crisp. I don't want that. Honesty. Shigo, 8. Shigo always speaks her mind, is not afraid to because she can back it up. However, I think that her lies mainly comes from her protecting her secrets. Do I necessarily know every single time Shigo has lied? No, of course not. But I do feel as though there are many times where Shigo will say things that are not completely true, especially when it comes to why she left her brothers in the first place, Team Go. And I said that in the first video as well, but I've thought about it, and I've come to a realization that my opinion has not changed. Slade, 6. Sometimes it's hard to tell if Slade is lying or not because I don't really know. It's just the way he says things. Sometimes you might find out, but it's probably a little bit too late. He already has the upper hand. However, I do feel like Slade tells the truth more than he lies, and that's why I can't give him just a 5. I can't give him the neutral one. I have to give him at least 1 up, so I'm gonna give him 6. Scar, 2. A bold-faced liar that had everyone believing that Simba was dead. But if he had killed Simba in the first place and stopped being a little punk bitch, Simba would be dead. And all you have to do is deal with the lioness, which is worse. In my opinion, that is worse. One lion is a lot. But how many lionesses are there? At least a dozen? Just saying. Azula, 7. Quite honest with others and lies because, it's war. And deception is a tool of war. And basically lies to Zuko a lot, but lying is not something that she does all the time. But she knows that lying is effective. Like I said, she's at war. She has to basically run the world eventually, because she's trying to get Zuko out of here, So she is pretty honest at times, and maybe it should be a little lower. I'm not changing it. Aggression. Shigo, 8. Anger streak. Just crazy anger streak. Even though I believe that with some villains, she's better at controlling it than some people. That doesn't really change throughout the story. Shigo's always been aggressive. Honestly, just because of who she deals with, most of these villains are just idiotic. So I feel like she has a reason to be. Slade, 3. He's not really aggressive at all, but somehow he makes it very intimidating. He has an art to it, especially when you are a villain and a lot of people around you, are trying to probably kill you to take your spot. Oh, Robin, that was a good threat. A really good threat, actually. You are becoming me every single day. He ain't screaming at nobody yet. I'm so damn frightened. Scar 4. I feel like, because he is a lion, lions, I don't really think they're like naturally aggressive. Lions be chill. But he knows that he's weaker than Mufasa and Simba and all the lioness. So his aggression is a testament of his intelligence, because he know he gonna lose. Azula 9. When you are a psychopathic princess who is a daughter of the second most powerful person in the world, what exactly do you expect? Like, compare her to Zuko. Zuko is not really as aggressive. He gets aggressive. He has an anger streak. It's just in the family, fire, all that's symbolic. And she got no chill. I think that's the reason why I really liked how Katara defeated Azula at the end. And she basically iced her ass. She's like, just sit your ass down for a minute. Let me just chain your ass up real quick. You can be mad all you want. You can spit fire out your ears. That's how mad you are right now. But you lost. Cruelty. Shigo 6. I have changed this one from the last initial rating. I put some more thought to this one, but let's see what my notes say. Shigo is not as evil, but simply a villain. Who kind of does... Shigo is not necessarily evil, but simply a villain who does just bad crap. She has a cap on how devious she can be or what she would do, because she has her own moral compass. And that's why I kind of felt like, even when I said, like, Shigo won't mess with the kid. I said that in my first video. She won't mess with the kid. She won't do this. She won't do that. But then I still gave her an 8. So I was like, damn, I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad for Shigo. I'm gonna give her a 6 this time. Slade 9. Not too much to say about Slade. However, if you just have to watch what he did to Robin, to Terra, to Raven. He's kind of predatory too. So that's just a whole other level. I don't want to get into all that. Scar 9. I'm not gonna do 9-point this in these videos because I want the wheel to be clean. I wasn't going to put Scar at 9 because Slade was at 9, but I didn't think Slade deserved 8. Thought it was too low. I mean, my notes are very simple. He killed his brother, usurped his throne, and tried to have Simba killed. I'm just gonna say how cruel it was for him to do that to his own family. Azula 7. She can probably be on trial for some war crimes if this was the real world. And honestly, I feel like she's only cruel because her father allows. Really, she's a princess. She can't really do everything. Her father don't whoop that ass. But Azula wants to take Zuko's place as heir. I think trying to kill Zuko just outright would be a bad idea because then it'll look bad on you. But to find ways for him to look incompetent, to look, just stupid and basically just a terrible heir. Yeah, that's her plan. Empathy. 5. Shigo. She could have kept her brother's powers. She didn't have to give her brother's powers back. And she has helped Kim save the world. And cares for people more than you might think. I mean, she was an ex-superhero, by the way. You would be surprised at the type of things that Shigo would say in the show that shows her empathy. Slade 2. Far from empathetic. He doesn't care if you're a child or how innocent that child is. Will sell his mother into slavery for some power. I don't know that for sure. But I know that for sure. He would do that. Scar, also a 2. But he's worse than Slade. I'm not even gonna look at the notes. Even worse than Slade, bro. That's your family. That's your brother. That's your nephew. Okay? What is wrong with you? 4. Azula. Can be empathetic. But can you really be empathetic during war? Especially genocide? Courage. Shigo 9. She is by far the best minion ever. Shigo would not be as courageous and deadly if she didn't have her powers. However, her level of aggression wouldn't let her back down to most people, if not anyone. Slade 8. Probably the most acrobatic on the list. And with no powers. Bro be fighting demons. Like, he fought demons with Robin before and was not scared at all. Scar 4. Kind of a punk, but not stupid. My man has like little to no power in the Pride Land. And he used a naive cub to usurp his brother. It's not like he's gonna go up to his brother and say, Agni Kai, what's up? Like, that's not Scar. Speaking of Agni Kai, we have Azula though. She has little to be afraid of, especially with her father's power as well. However, being a princess, she does have others to do her dirty work. But she's not afraid to get her hands dirty. And that plays a lot. Because if she dies and Zuko dies, that's it. Curiosity. Shigo is less curious, especially when we're talking about her counterpart, Dr. Draken. Better. However, her profession, like, she has to be, not to say curious, she has to be aware. She was an ex-hero, so I'm pretty sure she's just aware of the things that other villains are doing, and she is shown to be quite curious of how others achieve their power. Slade, 5. Curious enough to find those to work for him, to his own ends, of course. Plus, true manipulation comes from studying other people's strengths and weaknesses. So he does that very well. He's not curious enough, like, there's certain things he doesn't care about. But if he's gonna have so many different people under him and still be able to use them to their strengths and then still be able to betray them too, like, there's a certain level of curiosity that's there. Scar, 4. Scar didn't really show much curiosity in his story. But he had to be aware of things. You're gonna usurp a king. You're gonna use a child. I mean, he might have been aware of certain things to get to his goal, but his one-track mind makes it hard for him to really come off anything less than ignorant. And then Azula, 6. Curious enough to know what makes people tick and what other nations are up to, but not quite interested in many things as a princess. However, her impulsiveness might make her a bit curious, and it might cause her to change her actions or just respond accordingly. I think this matters just because of who Azula is. That's one reason why I got her so high. In a lot of ways, there's many things that might threaten her power. In a lot of ways, especially in this story with the Avatar and everything, and Zuko, basically Avatar's friend, whatever the hell they are. There are things out there that can actually threaten her power. Her father's power as well. Threaten her position as being heir soon. So, yeah, you're gonna have to be curious about what's going on in the world, what's going on with your brother, what's going on with the Avatar, and everything like that, because those are threats to your power. Patience. Shigo, 6. Quite patient when dealing with Dr. Draken on, a daily basis. However, she lacks a lot of patience in comparison to this childish buffoon, Dr. Draken anyways. Still, her skills and being the best at what she does shows that she still values it. She had a whole episode, was it more than one? I think it was just one episode where she was mentoring senior, junior, whatever the boy name is, okay? She was mentoring him, and trust me, he's an idiot. She still made a lasting impression on him. So, I'm gonna give her some credit for that. Slade, 9. A lot of patience is necessary to find and recruit others to be able to do what you need and still have the upper hand, especially when, like, these people that you're recruiting have, like, godlike powers. You're freaking godlike teens, and you're fighting godlike teens. So, yeah, you better take your time, Slade. You ain't got no powers. Scar, 8. Honestly, Scar is more patient than his brother, and maybe a little too patient. Now that I think about it, maybe Scar's patience is a little bit lower, But like I said, he has a one-track mind, so all these different attributes are always going towards him usurping his brother. And honestly, you have to find the right time. Azula, 4. Very impatient in many ways and impulsive, yet knows that season, like the rest of the world, and trying to usurp her brother as her heir takes time. Time that she kind of does have, but she would rather use it scolding her servants and making old people fight to the death. So I found out in my last video that Azula is 14. So anybody who's been simping over her and you're a grown-ass man, please stop. Secondly, I was not simping over her. I'm just throwing it out there. Thirdly, being the fact that she's so young. Young people are just naturally impatient. That's just what it is. However, she still kind of has to be impatient. Your dad is not like 60 or something. Like, you're gonna have to wait, I don't really think she really has much patience just with people in general, because, she kind of rules people. goals. So it's like your time is my time. Okay, so I want this done now. Don't waste my time. And last but not least, loyalty. Shigo, 5. Shigo is loyal to Dr. Draken for some reason. Although it's pretty much the money. This dude always got some money. He always got something going on. He got his own island and stuff. Like, the boy got some money. She does have the skills to go off on her own, but she still stays and puts up with his crap. And she still has some loyalty for her brothers. It's not really there like that. It's not like she gonna call her brothers once in a while, like, yo, what's up, bros? She allowed them to be the superheroes that they were, and this kind of leaves them alone. I mean, how loyal do you really want her to be, right? Slade, 3. By far, he has the most allies than anybody else in this list, but he betrays them every single time. However, Slade has been betrayed too. So there's that. I don't think that Slade would have killed Robin or anything like that. Slade did tell Robin, if you disobey, like, your friends will get hurt. He didn't lie about that. But I had to put him at 3 because Scar is next. Scar, 2, betrayed his family and betrayed the people who helped him even get the throne. They should have just ate his ass. Those hyenas should have just ate his ass. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of mad when I saw Scar in the later movies. I was like, why are you here? Who wanted you to come back? No one wanted you to come back. We liked you in the first movie when you died. That was probably the best thing about you, that you weren't there anymore. And Azula, 4. And I think I did do loyalty in the last video, so I might have changed this one. I have to go back and check again, sorry. Azula is really loyal to 2 things: her father and the Fire Nation. She's not really that loyal to her allies, very loyal to her brother, and her subordinates are all threatened by her. Yeah, but this is all backed up by her power from the Fire Nation. And that's the reason why she's loyal to her father or loyal to the Fire Nation, because she knows without them, she has no power. She is definitely for the Fire Nation, but that's probably as far as it goes. So, with our color wheels complete, when we add them all up, this is what we get. Look at this idiot. He doesn't even know that his microphone battery died. You can't hear this guy. So now the editor has to do the job of the presenter. When we look at our 4 characters, we have Shigo, 66, Slade, 53, Scar, 48, and Azula, 63. I knew that Shigo was going to be the most relatable. Definitely, she has many different qualities that makes her very relatable, as well as Azula. And I didn't really expect Slade to be in the relatable area. I didn't expect that, but he is. And then I think about it, he is quite human, you know, so that there's a lot of different attributes that he has that makes him very relatable and human, just not as relatable as someone like Shigo or Azula, you know. So, okay, me saying very relatable is incorrect. Okay. But then we have Scar, who I'm just going to disregard the fact that he's a lion and a cat, that he's not really relatable, because how many people do you know who will, you know, betray their own family and get their own brother killed and try to get their nephew killed? I mean, you know, you might know somebody like that. Hopefully he's not anywhere close to you. He's, you know, behind bars or something, or she. Could be she. I'm not a sexist person. But just saying, you know. But thank you for watching this video. Next time, I'm not going to be doing old characters like I was planning on doing. I'm going to move on to my next 3 characters, and then I'm going to see how this goes. I'm not sure if I really want to do 1 character at a time, because that seems like it'll be too short. But then doing 4 characters at once, this video was too long. It was way longer than I expected. It's my longest video by far. So, yeah, Moonquake out.